Let's start the podcast.
I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
What the hell's going on out here?
Has it been over a month?
It's a month today, but I won't be home 2 more days. So that's the longest stretch I've had in a while.
I see. And that was, you were supposed to be out for like 3 weeks, but 2 were added on, right, during it. So
Yeah.
is that how I'm looking at this? Yeah.
Yeah, I think I was supposed to be out for 10 days, home for a week, and then out for 2 more weeks. And then they added a 3-day, and then they added another cruise cancellation.
Love the 3-day. Love the 3-day.
3-day, baby.
It's the greatest thing in showbiz.
And then on the one I filled in, I filled in for Dan Wilson. I got the junior suite, so that was nice. Coffee maker, beep. I told my cabin attendant, I handed him his $20 first day, day one again. And I said, do me a favor. Don't deliver these decafs. I go, just the real thing, nothing else. Stocked. So he brought in a handful. I like the sweet condensed milk. It's kind of like does the trick for me.
Yeah. He's like, you entitled asshole in your junior suite. Fuck you.
No, the $20
bills
went,
we don't
okay,
even
sir.
have,
Okay,
we don't
sir.
even have.
He thought I was going to give him
milk in
another
my
one.
country.
He thought I was going to give him $20 a day.
Every day?
Yeah, that's what he thought.
Plus 21 or 22 on top of the junior suite cabin attendant charges. I had a cabin attendant recently, a woman, and we were calling her Cree-Roo because I didn't know her name, but every day it was just Cree-Roo, Cree-Roo, Cree-Roo. I was like, what? Cree-Roo.
Cree-Roo.
She was good. Clean room. It was like Cree-Roo. So just started calling her Cree-Roo. I was to my neighbor. I was like, because I had another entertainer next door, and I was like, "Is fucking Cree-Roo at your door all day?" And he's like, "Who's Cree-Roo?" I go, "Cree-Roo, clean room." He was on the floor.
That's
he goes,
hysterical. That's not racist, by the way, listeners. That's not racist. It's an observation. It really happened.
It's not what she said.
English was not her first language. Al and I only speak English. She probably speaks.
I don't think it was her fifth language, for God's sake.
I was giving her. I was trying to soften this up a little bit.
Yeah, Cree-Roo.
She probably speaks several languages, but English is not her best. And she said clean room, but she went Cree-Room, Cree-Roo,
Cree-Roo, Cree-Roo. And
but it's not racist. He's reporting on something that happened to him.
And not can I Cree-Roo, or would you like Cree-Roo? Just Cree-Roo.
She latched on to, I'm going to get by.
Cree-Roo.
Well, as you know, since the cruise lines came back, they have definitely cut back on their budgets, and they've lowered the standards of people qualifying to work on the cruise ships. And God bless them, because these people were blocked out before because
the gay Filipino man in a taco suit. greeting people at the Windjammer. It's hilarious. He is so over the top, and he's in a taco suit, and he's flaming. I mean, it is wild out there.
We have the ukulele Filipino guy.
Those are fun.
He's 4'8". He's like, wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands.
Yeah, that's fun. It's fun. These people, though, some people are so fucking uptight on vacation. There was a guy who got annoyed with the gay Filipino in the taco suit telling him to washy, and he took a bunch of papers and loaded them up with water and threw it at the guy's face and hit him.
No.
Hit him right in the face. Yes, terrible. So then they went on the Facebook page. People, every cruise is a Facebook page for your cruise. And people were on there talking about it. I was on that cruise, and then so people just started going up and giving the guy like $10, $20, $5, $1, whatever. They were just tipping him. People were like, "Here you go, buddy. Keep it up. Good work. Showing like we're not all douchey guys who get pissed and throw, fucking paper towels at you. Although I could understand it a little bit. I mean, it's over the top. But I would never throw anything. You don't throw anything. No, you walk by and you go, keep it down, you son of a bitch. But very low, a low tone.
Yeah. No,
but no throw, no violence.
That's the issue. I'm telling you right now, that's the underlining issue with the divide. I'm going to say in the United States.
Oh.
That attitude of nobody is going to tell me what to do,
Right.
Nobody. So they take it on to every level. And unfortunately, we've been conditioned, and partly due by COVID, politics, lying. I don't blame people, you know. I wouldn't have stormed the Capitol personally, but
You wouldn't have? Good to
no.
know. Al Ducharme would not have stormed the Capitol. Let's get that on the record. That's good to know. We were all on the
I
fence on
would
that
have
one.
protested, certainly.
Oh, I
And
see.
a majority
Yes.
of the people did protest.
Yes.
But there were bad actors and possibly on both sides.
On both sides. We have good people on both sides.
All
Whatever
right.
that meant.
All
Remember
right,
that?
Donald.
Remember that?
Yeah.
I liked when, did you see the other day though? He did a rally in Waco, you know, no meaning there, on the 30th anniversary, by the way.
Uh-huh.
And then he had the guys who were in jail, the patriots who stormed the Capitol. They're all the ones who were in jail.
Mhm.
He had them on the phone and they sang the national anthem
Come on.
from prison.
Come on.
And Trump held it up to the microphone so everybody could hear it. I'm
What
like,
was this?
This was when, a week ago, 2 weeks ago,
I
the
missed this
30th
whole damn
anniversary of
thing.
Waco. And I was just watching going, what world am I in? It's just a bizarro world because I enjoy these antics. They're fun. I think they're fun. Yet they're completely insane. So I'm on that fence of like, the guy entertains me, but I'd give him an HBO special. I don't want him as president. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's kind of wild. It's like this guy it's a fuck you to everything. Like, really? They're in jail? Here they are. They're singing the national anthem while I do a rally 30 years from when the government, you know, burned down Waco. A little symbolic, but anyway, we are two L's, one pod. We discuss current events and our penises on a regular basis. I'm
So
Al
in other
Romas.
words, we wing it, ladies and gentlemen.
We wing it, baby. Well, one of us wings it. I've got a book full of notes and poems, and my deepest thoughts are in here. This is where this is my diary. And remember that joke, Drake Sather? Remember Drake Sather, by the way? Anyone remember Drake Sather?
Refresh our memories.
Great comedian.
Al just turned 79. He's going to be you're the same age as Biden, right?
Who?
You.
Me? Yeah, I'm the same age as Uncle Joe. But Drake Sather was on the Young Comedian special with Dennis Miller hosted when Spade and those guys.
Vaguely.
Co-wrote Zoolander. Great comedian. Committed suicide. But a great joke he had was, and it's been hacked.
Did he
to
jump
death,
off the cliff? No, that wasn't him. That was the other guy.
No, he blew his head off. But a great joke that's been hacked to death was my wife says I'm nosy. Well, at least that's what she keeps scribbling in her diary. And he had that kind of Dennis Miller-y delivery. It was great. Great comedian.
Before we continue, we got to bring up our sponsor. Flaming Hot St. Martin's Buffalo Wing Sauce is our sponsor today. So if you're in St. Martin, Phillipsburg side, go to Juggies. Juggies, the smallest bar in the world. And you can pick up one of these. Also, Juggy has his other regular hot sauce, which I have a couple of bottles in my fridge at home. So there you go.
Yes, adult daycare, husband daycare, whatever he calls it. But great place to stop in. My only beef with Juggy, I think I've mentioned it before, is when I go, maybe he did it to you, he tells the people there that you're the comedian from the ship, and I just want to be with my sunglasses having a stick and a beer. Leave me alone. I don't get out of here. Stop doing that. But he wants to keep people, and I get it. But,
and they stay and they buy things, so I don't blame him at all.
Yeah, but I don't get a cut, and then he charges me full price for these cigars. So I'm just saying.
He doesn't give you a discount.
I don't know. I don't really see a discount from Juggy, but he's a good man. I like Juggy. He's a lot of wisdom. I've enjoyed him over the years. His bullshit is free when you sit and. I told him once. He goes. People think this is an easy job. I go, no, I don't. That's a hard. You're sitting all day and talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
That is a hard job.
And he doesn't rely on tourists from the ships. He relies on local tourists and locals.
That's how he knew Bourdain. Anthony Bourdain used to be a regular there when he would just rent a little place before he became, world famous, known or whatever. But he used to hang out there with Juggy and enjoy some of that hot sauce you just put up there. So I heard, or you told me, you saw another comedian there at Juggy's, Russ Nagel. Was it
I finally met Russ Nagel in the flesh.
in the flesh? In the
I
flesh pot?
re-met Dean Austin and a new comedian, Julie. I'm gonna mess up her
Scoggins.
name. Scoggins. Yes, Julie
Julie
Scoggins.
Scoggins has been around a long time.
Yes, she's a veteran.
Yeah, her and no knock on her at all, but her show, her stand up is I would say 20% stand up and 80% sales pitch merchandise. She's one of those acts, just sells the shit out of it, but it's that's the act. It's a lot of sales, a
Yeah, I
lot of
remember
that.
I was with Spanky, Stephen
Hey
McFarlane,
now, oh yeah,
and every year he'd start selling more and more merch, and he was getting $40,000 to $60,000 in merch a year
yeah,
during his
yeah.
peak. He said
That's
it's an addiction.
amazing. I
So
remember him, and I
he
remember
would
him being a merch guy. Yeah.
and he'd be on stage. I'd work with him half hour, and then
Mm-hmm.
it's 20 minutes of pitching.
Mm,
And he's got it all behind him. He's got the look. So some people, I remember one of the club owners going, "What is this, a yard sale?"
right.
But he would just like, it's addicting to make that kind of money
Hell yeah.
when you're making 1,500 bucks for the weekend,
Yeah.
and all
Well,
of a
now you
sudden,
have to do it. Guys
yeah,
have to do it
yeah.
now. I mean,
What I'm saying
these
is
middle acts aren't even getting paid.
he's making $2,000 in merch sales.
Yeah.
You're not gonna
Oh
give
yeah.
that up.
I remember clubs that wouldn't.
We lost you there,
And
Sonny
I remember
boy.
some merch guys who would be like,
Take
"No, what
that
do you mean?"
again too. I remember clubs.
No, I remember in clubs where club owners wouldn't let them sell inside. They were so jealous of the
Mhm.
sales,
Mhm.
and they were like, "Are you paying rent? Is this a store for you? I'm paying the bills here." So they make them go in the parking lot and set up a table or whatever out there, because the guy was jealous because no one's buying his outdated
But
comedy
that's
club shirts. Yeah.
Yes, but that's the mindset here. Is like you want to promote that. You want people to say, "Wow, I had a fun time. I had the
Right.
comedy show. We bought merch. We did it all." And then Bob Kephart, the owner of the comedy stop in Atlantic City and Vegas, he had a photographer, and the photographer would walk around and take pictures of the audience,
Nudes.
couples, and
Nudes.
then he'd print them out while the show was going on and put them in frames and put them on a display table
Sure.
just as people were coming out, and people were
Yeah.
buying them. This is after phones came out,
Oh, sure.
and they're buying them because to have a tangible photograph was
Right. And the
not
back says the
popular.
comedy stop.
Yeah, it's a time,
Yeah.
you're buzzed, but their money would cut into our merch profits because they had
Right.
already spent it. They already
Right.
dropped 80 bucks on the
Sure.
show, and then all of a sudden they're dropping another 25 on a photo, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden they get to our DVDs and CDs, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh yeah, I'll have one," but you
Yeah.
lose 80% of your sales.
I'm glad though that ended, because I mean I did it for the money, but I really
I hated
hated
it.
it.
I
So
hated it.
I'm glad it ended. I'd rather not have the money almost, because it was so degrading to stand there
It was.
and make a sale and then 20 people walk past. The one where they even won't say good, they just walk past you because they're embarrassed. They're not going to buy anything. But
Mhm.
then I'm embarrassed, and it's like, what are we doing? We just did a show, and I was like the headliner, and now I feel like garbage standing here as a little peddler.
And it
Buy
was
my
never
wares.
consistent. It was never consistent. You're like, this is the fucking
No,
last time I'm doing this. This is humiliating. All of a sudden,
right.
15 people in
And
line. And that creates more
yeah.
people coming in line.
Well,
Like,
you
what's
gotta have
going
a you
on?
gotta have a you gotta have a what do they call that in magic? Not a counterfeit, something. Fuck, what's that word?
Takeaway.
It's the magician has his phony. The person's in on it from the audience.
Oh, right. A plant.
Yeah, but there's a word in magic. But anyway, that's what you need: a buddy or somebody
Sure.
or a girl to stand at the table and be buying one when they come out, kind of see, because no one wants to be the first one to come over and talk to you and buy ones. But if you have someone there, they're like, "Oh, someone's already buying. I'll get online." Eases it
Yeah.
up. But I can't think of that fucking word.
We'll get back to
Counterfeiter.
it.
No,
Maybe I'll put it up.
confederate. It's a confederate. A
A Confederate.
confederate.
Good one. Good pull,
Like the
buddy.
like the Confederate Army. They're going
Right.
to rise again. The South is going to
Well, the
rise.
Confederates fix
Of
this all up.
dunces.
Yes.
Yes.
The other
So
thing
anyway,
is, a friend of mine instinctively was in line at my show and did this. But go ahead.
no. I was just gonna. Thank God I have notes because we're all over the place. I wanted to mention So you met Russ Nagel,
Oh,
and I was thinking about how long have I known Russ Nagel? I flew from New York to Houston, Texas in 1992, but 92
wow.
to do the Punchline in Houston because I had done Caroline's Comedy Hour. And they were like, that was a big credit in 1992. And I went to the Punchline in Houston, Texas. It was in a hotel, beautiful room, great gig. And I was at the bar in between shows, and this road comic, I mean, seriously, road comic, living in the car kind of guy. I don't know if he was, but he looked like he was.
Mhm.
And he said hello to me. I said hello to him. He introduced himself, and then he said, "Hey, do you have 2 beds in your room?" And I said, "I don't. I have 1 bed. Why?" And he goes, "Do you have a couch?" Now, I don't know this guy. I've never met him. I just met him 5 minutes ago. I go, "A couch?" I go, I think I have a couch. Sure. Yes, I have a couch. He goes, "Great, man." He goes, "Do you mind if I crash there tonight, maybe tomorrow night too? I'm in town. I don't have a place to stay." And I go, "I don't know you.
Wow.
I don't know who you are. I've never met, He goes, "I'm a comedian." And that was all I remember. This is, 100 years ago, but I remember him being like, "I'm a comedian." Like,
That's it. That's a free
that's
pass.
all you need to know.
Yeah.
Yes, you'll share a room with a strange man because you're a comedian. And I was like, no, I can't. And he left, and I thought, well, he was pissed off. And I met him over the years, and I don't think he's ever remembered it. I don't or brought it up, but I remember it because that's how I met Russ Nagel. I'm sure in his memory, I'm just another guy. He asked for a room.
Yeah, that was
on
his
the
nature.
road.
Just ask, 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 ask.
Yeah.
Which I could have done more of
But
in my career, and I probably would have been further along, but I never. That was more humiliating than selling merch.
well, that's I think both of us have that regret in comedy of not asking. We're kind of the same. We don't do that, but the ones who do seems to work for them.
Mhm.
It's hard though. It's hard to ask a friend for something. But anyway, yeah. So that was
Wow.
so Russ is on what Carnival? He was at Juggies and
Yes,
and
and Dean Austin and Julie Scoggins,
Scoggins. Yeah.
Granny dumped him. Granny dumped Russ on me, and he sat next to me, and they disappeared.
Oh.
And
Ooh.
Russ, first thing he says, "Hey, we never met before in person." I go, "Yeah, it's finally nice to meet you." And he goes, "Hey, by the way, I'm not such an asshole as I am on that, on social media. I just play it up."
Oh.
That's his first words out of his
Wow.
mouth.
Okay. Good to know.
So at least he's in touch with his appearance and his
I wonder why full asshole on social media.
I have
back
no
it up.
idea.
If you're going to be that, do it. Claim it, own it, Russ.
So they granny dumped him on me.
That's
and
hilarious.
he was filling in all the years that I didn't know him.
Oh, it's like you could be like Archie Bunker when Edith would talk so long, and Archie would tie a noose around his neck and pull himself, hang himself, and you're kind of the. And then I graduated 4th grade. Shit. Did he know Juggy? Had he been there before?
Oh yeah, he knew Juggy.
Oh, okay.
Matter of fact, Juggy was like, Russ, you know Al Ducharme, Russ. He just wanted...
We're plugging him. Russ Nagel, America's funniest biker.
He works 40 cruises a year, and he is the mentor to all the new comics coming up.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Hey, just see that clip of Nick Swartzen in Colorado?
Yes,
that was weird, huh? That was kind of
Nick
nutty.
I know that he's been in rehab at least once, and that's not a secret. That's public, so I'm not. I know Nick when he was a young, skinny little guy, and he was just at 19 years old at the comic strip live, and he was very, very funny and so committed 100%. Many years later, he's had some fame, he's got some fortune, and he's off the wagon.
Yeah. Well, but the clip I saw didn't look drunk or anything. Weird. It was like he was talking to the crowd and trying to,
I
go back and forth
drunk
with them. He
It's
didn't
out,
seem
it's out of
drunk.
context. Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I think it was a lot of context. But he's claiming a gummy and the high altitude, and then the bantering
Wait a
with
minute,
the
wait a minute.
crowd
Gummy.
derailed the show.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Hold on.
hold on,
So
hold
there
on,
was
man.
some substance involved.
There was substance, yes, gummy, gummy, gummy on gummy.
Okay, just checking.
Alfredo, you froze a little there.
Yeah, well, on your end, it only matters if you freeze. Like right now, it
Oh.
says your internet connection is unstable. So, but you're doing fine right now. I'll
I'm
let you
doing
know.
fine.
We've already done it twice. I'll just say start with that line,
Okay.
and we'll pick it up again.
Right.
Yeah, I'm sailing.
Do you enjoy the gummy?
And you're home.
Do you enjoy the gummy? Let me take.
I've never had a gummy.
What?
Yeah.
Good God, Magnum. You're on the high seas without any artificial help there. God damn.
No.
No,
I pretty
you
much
just sleep. Just go to bed, sleep. What you don't take
when
you
I'm
don't take, like,
tired, I go down.
melatonin?
I go down. My thing is now. My thing is now waking up anywhere
I'm
from
just gonna get you tired.
4 to 6 hours. I wake up.
Okay.
And then 4 hours, I can usually go back to sleep. And then 6 hours, sometimes I'm like, all right, get up. If a nap is gonna happen, it will happen. Like
but you
tonight,
don't need any. You don't
like
need any artificial not stimulants, depressives, whatever, to help you go to La La Land.
occasionally I'll do a melatonin just to give me a little whoop, but I haven't taken those in months.
Wow.
No, usually a glass of wine with my meal. Now here's the thing: red wine after 10 p.m. wakes me up 4 hours. Can't drink the red wine
after 4 hours.
after 10 p.m. and I can
Really?
handle one glass of red wine with my meal, and I'm gonna be fine. If I go 2 glasses, it's gonna screw up my night. So I haven't been doing that. That's all I
2
got for you.
glasses, he's charming. After the third, he begins to snarl.
Oh, what's that from?
That was a description of John Lennon drinking in L.A. in the late 1975.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a bite to him.
2 cocktails, he was charming, told the old stories. 3, he began to snarl.
Yep. Or as we call them, mean drunk.
Man. That's right. That's right. We went yesterday. We took our e-bicycles to a Mexican place, and this place, man, it's you sit outside, and it's just these little tables, and killer burritos, margaritas, 2 for 1 all day, 2 for 1, jumbos. But they got to bring both at the same time. You know what I mean? So you can't be like, I'm going to get 2 and give 1 to my girlfriend. She's got to get her own drink. But if I order them, I get 2 big jumbo fish bowl margaritas.
You look like you're doing breast exams. Do it again.
Good. So good. Yeah. There you go. All right. Let me check. Doesn't Juggy check for lumps? Juggy with the bras? Isn't that his shtick? Yeah.
Juggy makes a donation of $5 for every bra that is donated.
Does he really? Does he really? I mean, I'm just asking. I don't know. I'm like Trump. I don't know. I'm just saying. Does he really?
Juggy claims.
People are saying he might not. That's all I'm saying. I don't know anything about that. We'll see. But yes, he claims to donate $5 for breast cancer awareness.
There's the New York comedian. Him and his wife take money for sheltered animals donations.
Well, it's funny you said comedian.
And people question, where's that money going? Because he's not making enough.
It's going to
as a comedian,
his rent and some food for his belly. Yeah, I have a few classic stories about that guy. That'll be off air, but anyway, yeah. So what was my point with the margaritas? I don't know. I lost the point. But anyway, they're some BOGO margaritas.
I'm sorry, I did the breast exams. You got to bring the 2 at once. Kelly, what was Kelly drinking?
Kelly's gone now into the mojito because she loves lime. Oh,
you turned her on to that when you were in Cozumel, Mexico 2 weeks ago.
On the cruise, actually, yeah. She got one on the cruise and then in Cozumel.
Corrupted her.
That's her thing now. She likes those Mojitos. Remember the James Bond movie? That's where I remember getting
Yes.
into the mojito.
Mojito? You should try it.
Who was the guy after? Not the current Bond. His wife's large woman, and he loves her, and people love that. What was his name?
Yeah, Remington Steele.
Yeah. What the fuck's his name?
Pierce Brosnan. I think he's my third favorite Bond.
I want to say Timothy Dalton, and that's wrong.
No.
That's another guy.
He was.
God damn, what?
He
James
was
Bond.
Timothy Dalton was my fourth favorite.
Least.
And George Lazenby as he was the worst.
George who?
He did one
I
movie,
don't think that was.
and
I
Bond
don't know.
and Bond cried.
And bombed. He bombed as Bond.
Oof.
What the hell was the guy? He did like 9 James Bond movies. I can't pull his name.
Pierce Brosnan appeared in 4 James Bond movies, you twat.
Yeah, you can pull it.
Holy shit. Peter? Is it Peter something?
Nope.
No, it's not. Ryan? Bob? Well,
I like
anyway,
him.
doesn't matter. I don't like when podcasts
He was very
do
good, but
this when I
Daniel
listen,
Craig
so.
and Connery are my top 2 Bonds.
Yeah. Connery, though, he starts to look like Austin Powers when he takes his shirt off. It throws it for me.
Oh, behave.
He looks like fucking wool sweater hair. I'm like,
Well, dude, it was the 60s.
Get out of here. Get out of here. I hate it.
Gosh. Gosh.
Too much hair. There you go.
Gosh, pussy. I'm covered in pussy.
I must be dreaming.
I must be dreaming. Someone
Imagine today.
you
just
shave my
imagine
back,
today-
shave my front.
Imagine today having a script with the females pussy galore and just my name is Pussy Galore. I must be dreaming. That is hilarious.
It's at the end of our podcast.
That's right. For anyone who didn't hang in there to the end, you sons of bitches.
You missed the best
Anyway,
parts.
hey, tell me a little bit. I didn't ask because I want to save it for the pod. You were in Cocoa Beach last week. I saw that our friend and podcast regular Helen Keeney was in town and suggested you
Three-timer.
go see Helen Keeney, and
I just called her a
Give us-
3-timer.
hey now, but give us some deets. She was at Gregory's Comedy Club
Yes.
at Gregory's Steakhouse, whatever the fuck. And how'd it go, man? Tell us, give us some
Well,
deets.
you reached out and said, hey, Keeney's down at Gregory's down the road. You should reach out to her. And then 2 seconds later, bling, Helen Keeney, Hal, come on down. It was like 7:45 p.m. Is it 8 o'clock show? Come down, do a guest. Come do 10. So I don't have to do 45. It's a light crowd. So that Helen doesn't sound like that, by the way.
No, that was
And
not
Helen's
it.
a big supporter
Hello.
of the podcast. She's been our guest 3 times, and she's been in 2 episodes of our web series, The Two Dicks. Check it all out on YouTube. So of course, she's literally, it's a 10-minute cab ride.
Right.
So, but Ducharme just had a big Italian dinner. I had an old fashioned, and I ordered a glass of red wine, and the guy gave me a double pour. So it was this big goblet.
Nice.
So it was like 3 drinks. So
There
I'm
you go.
wobbling back. It's like a 500-yard walk back to my hotel. And then I settle in, and she goes, come on down. I'm like, okay. So I get an Uber. I go down there, and I go in. I would say, I don't know, there was about 60, 75 people maybe. It wasn't bad. It was
Yeah?
a Friday night,
Okay.
you know.
Okay.
And I think it went well, but I don't remember too much. Now, I wasn't completely wasted, but I was definitely
Right.
full gullet and booze, and I seemed to have fun, and I was doing some
Okay.
riffing, and I don't
That's
know
all
what
you gotta do.
reports you got. I didn't embarrass
I
anybody.
didn't hear
and-
anything. I didn't hear
and-
anything about anything, so I didn't want
And
to.
she
Just wanna keep it
she
for
asked
the
me to come
pod.
down again Saturday night, and I said I'm going to pass tonight
Yeah.
because I actually did a repeat. I went back to Zarella's Italian restaurant that you went to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I went
yeah.
back again,
Well, it's right there, right? Why not? And it's decent.
and this time I skipped the old fashioned, and I just had a pasta dish and 1 glass of wine, and it was a different bartender, and he gave me the old. It's a goblet, but you're like, how many ounces are in here? Is it 4, 5? You know. So.
Right.
Whereas the other guy gave me 9 ounces. Crazy.
He sure did. Take it, you bitch. Yeah.
Well, I
Just give it
also
to you.
I ordered an old fashioned, an appetizer, an entree, and dessert. So
Right. Most people don't do that in Cocoa Beach. He's never seen a big spender like that before.
and
Cocoa
I
Beach is
belly up to the bar. And then I
of
had two
course.
chatty Cathys on each side of me. They were
Mm.
locals, born and raised locally, and locals usually don't talk to strangers unless you're a hot chick.
Right.
And they were both
They were talking to you?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to put the earbuds in and make believe you got a phone call and you're watching
Well,
an
I had my
important
old
video for
fashioned, so
work.
I was a little loosey goosey. I was like,
All right.
and they wanted to
Yeah.
know what I did for a living.
Oh, please kill me. What do I do for a living?
Yeah, so I skirted
I'm a
that
serial
one by
killer.
saying,
I murder old bags who sit at the bar and talk too much. That's what I do. What is
You
that?
see-
What's on your hat there?
can you tell what it is?
I can't really tell from this. Hold on. Let me check. Let me make it.
I'll give you a clue.
It looks like.
I'll give you a clue. Let me give you the clue.
yeah.
Let me give you the clue.
All right.
It's
Mhm.
William Shatner's face made into a mask.
Oh. I have no idea what that is.
Michael Myers from Friday the 13th.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Then you said William Shatner.
That's because the Michael Myers mask, that's trivia, is a William Shatner, Captain Kirk mask
Really?
from the 1960s, and they used it as a Halloween mask, but it's all deteriorated and it's been left out in the
How come
sun.
it doesn't? Okay. Doesn't look
That's
anything
true.
like. I never
Look it up.
I never heard that. Never knew it. Never would have thought it.
Oh,
So,
I thought you did.
No, never.
Well, there you go. We're full of information here in our podcast.
That is interesting. Actually, I didn't know that.
Here, have another look.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing it. If you're on the Patreon,
when it doesn't
let
look
us
like
know.
William Shatner because it's
No.
all like stretched out and everything. But you can buy them now. It'll be a
They look
Captain
like
Kirk
Bill?
mask.
Oh,
A little bit more like Bill. And if you can get the
Okay.
Halloween costume, you'll have the Captain Kirk T-shirt and the Captain Kirk mask, or you get the Michael Myers mask, which is Captain Kirk all kind of deformed.
right. Okay.
True story.
Interesting.
John
Hey, I meant to
Carpenter.
ask, was the owner of Gregory's, that woman, was she there? Big German woman, Broomhilda. Was she on site?
I did not meet her, and I did not meet
Okay.
her. And I was joking when
Okay.
I said I got a week there.
That was, I'm sure.
But I did have fun. The crowd was good. Just so you
Right.
know. And then
Yeah.
then Helen went up and cleanup hit her.
Yeah.
Very like on point. Boom, 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 boom. Pro.
She's working it. Helen's every week. I see her. She's somewhere. She's in another state. She's on the road, like doing road comedy and
Yeah, well, she was
doing a lot of gigs. So it's
she's
great.
the television show on the Home Shopping Network. She's been a host there for many years, and she's she's kind of laid off of the stand-up for a while. She's been doing it kind of like part-time, but
Yeah.
she's doing more of it now, and she's sharp.
Yeah.
She's,
We're gonna have her on the pod soon. She's gonna work Holland America first time.
Yes.
She's gonna go out and do some shows, and then when she comes back, we'll get her on here and chat her up about how that went, because I think she's gonna do great. I think she's like made for cruises, and when she wants to do them, she'll just ease into it. No problem.
Sure.
No problem. Yeah, I'm home for another week. Got next week home. So you're home next week, or you're home?
Yes.
on?
I'll be
This
home.
airs Monday. You'll be
So
home.
I'll be home Sunday
for
night,
Christmas?
the night before. I'll be home for Christmas, and I'm
Okay.
only going to be home for a week, and then I head back out,
Mm-hmm.
back on a ship.
I'm doing another week. Then I got 3 weeks on Icon, and then I've got 3 days or 2 days on a Princess. That's the full check gig that we love, and then 2 more back on Icon. So I'm basically going. It's like a 6-week thing with a couple nights at home, and
Yeah.
Kelly's going to probably find another guy during that time and
What are you talking
leave
about?
me. But Teddy's not going to connect with the guy. I
She's
know
already
that.
asked me how to work this
Teddy-
app, the dating
Teddy-
app she has.
the one she met me on. She doesn't know how to work it.
She said my profile is still up.
Well, she said it fucked me over so hard last time. I need a new app and a new way to do this.
There's been an update.
Fucking
She heard-
loser like
it
this
wasn't
guy.
up. She didn't update her app. Now she did.
No shit.
It's running smoothly.
She was on the app where you find unemployed guys without any money. coming out of a COVID 2 years. So, are you following any of this Mike Tyson business? Mike Tyson's going to be fighting Jake Paul on Netflix.
Dude, I am so out of the loop. I had no idea of this. No.
And masturbate. This sounds fucking awesome. Because it's a no-win, though. If he beats Tyson, he beat a 65-year-old man. And
He's
if he
not
loses,
65.
Tyson, 65.
How
And
old
if
is
he
Mike
loses-
Tyson?
I just said 65.
Michael
he-
Tyson is not 65.
Nobody calls him Michael. The fuck is that? Michael
Robin-
Tyson.
Robin Quivers did.
Michael.
Look
Michael
how far
Tyson.
that what happened to her.
Michael Tyson.
You're saying Mike Tyson is 65?
That's what I'm saying, buddy.
I'm
Ask your producer.
Mike Tyson, 57 years old, mofo, born in 1966. So eat that,
Yeah.
but still 57.
All right. Well, okay, Jake Paul's 30. So if he beats him, he beat an old guy. And if he loses, he lost to an old guy.
Holy
There's really
shit.
no win
Right.
in a situation. But
20, he's
betting
27.
money's-
Jake Paul is 27. You don't have
Betting-
your numbers down, buddy.
I have I have the story. You don't have the story. But so you just can fill in a little around the story here.
I just fill in the facts.
Yeah, that's all we need. There we go. Just the
But Mike
facts, ma'am.
Tyson, he's still a beast, man. He's still
Yeah.
he's-
But the betting
Holy
money
shit.
earlier is on Jake Paul. Big. Everyone's betting on him. But it's going to be on Netflix. It's not a pay-per-view. It's going to air on a Saturday night on Netflix. And, you'll be on a ship probably and miss it. But I'll be home. And I'm going to enjoy.
You are going to
half a
enjoy
minute
it.
of-
Now, Mike Tyson's net worth, according to Celebrity Net Worth, is 10 million. Now he's made over 100 million, but he spent everything and
Yeah.
divorces and legal things, and he was in prison.
Jake Paul's probably near $1 billion. I bet that kid's near $1 billion with a
No.
B. Billion with a B.
Oh my
You
God.
old 2L, one Potters. You know what I'm doing. You know
Yeah.
what's up.
Let's get his net
you're-
worth. Let's get his net worth.
Yeah. I'm going to guess Jake. Don't tell me. I'm going to guess Jake Paul's net worth. Probably like 300 mil.
Wow. These things are never that accurate, but they say
They're not right.
celebrity net worth is closest, because I'm seeing 80 mil
Uh-huh.
on that, and then I'm seeing 30 mil elsewhere. So between 30 and 80. What did you say?
Okay.
300?
I said 300. Yeah, I think I'm right. That page sucks. I think I'm close. He's one of the
Well-
biggest YouTubers in the world. I
Right.
mean,
Right.
we had Mr. Travel on the last cruise. You ever heard of that guy?
Oh,
He's a
no.
big YouTube dude, Mr. Travel. So he had about 20 people in his group. And basically, and I was on stage and I exposed him and he loved it. But I go, Mr. Travel's a scam. I mean, you guys all pay for a cruise and then he throws his name on and gets the free cruise and you're all with Mr. Travel. I go, so Mr. Travel is just fucking scamming everybody. And look at this guy. And he was dying. He thought that was great. I was like, yeah. I never heard of him before that. So I did not know. Who
Hey,
he
do we have a
was.
question today, by the way?
We do. We do have a question. If you'd like to ask a question of us, Instagram, usually the place, or Twitter. We're on all of them. TikTok, Facebook, all those things. Let me ask you a quick Facebook question. I have a question for you, Alfredo. Maybe you can
Shoot.
answer. On the Facebook, when you, and anyone could help out with us if you're hearing this, help us out on this. But if I post a Facebook story, okay, story on Facebook, how do I not get it on my page? Because there's nothing in settings to do that. So if I post a Facebook story, I don't want it to be on my page per
You shouldn't.
se,
If
but
you
it goes
po-
automatically to my page.
Oh, well, then that I can't answer, but I do know that if you post a story, you can make it into a reel after a few hours. It will say share as a reel, and that will go on your page. So you're going to have to
Yeah.
go into the preferences. I would Google that question. Have you done
My
that yet?
preferences are small Asian boys.
We got a clip.
Finally. Woo.
Once again, today's episode is brought to you by St. Martin Buffalo Hot Sauce.
So yes, we do have a question. And let's get to that question,
Let's get to
shall
the
we?
question.
Olivia, my niece Olivia in Maryland, she wrote, with opening day coming up, what's your favorite Major League Baseball memory? What's your
First of
favorite
all,
memory?
longtime listener, Olivia, your niece.
She's been here day one.
Thank you for your support, and we appreciate that and putting up with our antics of these two white middle-aged pigs. That's us.
Oh, I don't know
Anyways,
who you're talking about. They're talking about Creeroo for a second. I know who you meant.
Clear room. Clear room.
Creeroo.
Creeroo.
Do you have
Sorry,
a do you have a memory? I have a few. Do you have a memory that
I do.
stands out?
That stands out. I have a memory of baseball. Yes. Well, I'm a New England boy, diehard Red Sox fan, when they're doing well. Of course, the 2004 World Series, I didn't think it was ever going to happen in my lifetime, blah, blah, blah. But prior to that, a friend of mine, yes, prior to that, a friend of mine was pretty tight with Mark McGwire during the home run contest between him and Sammy Sosa. And
I bet I know this. Was this friend a comedian?
Yes.
I know who it is.
Okay. We're going to leave it at that. Anyways.
Okay.
So at the time it was the Oakland A's.
Right.
Remember when the
Sure.
Yeah. And
Soon to be the
Tony
Vegas A's.
Tony La Russa was the manager. So they were in Boston, and I'm a Red Sox fan, and he says, "Hey, I got tickets to Fenway, but we're gonna have to sit in the Mark McGwire Oakland A's fan section. Are you okay with that?" Not okay with that. So just come on, let's go. I'm like, okay, definitely. Going to Fenway. Come on, great seats. It's just we get there, and it's me and him in a sea of fucking gorgeous, 6 foot tall, blonde, some of them maybe natural, blonde women, just like every single one of them was the road pussy for the entire Oakland A's team. They were all flown in from all parts of the country and the world.
Nice.
Just to service these guys in the hotel rooms. These guys had so much pussy, it was unbelievable.
And these poor women, these guys are all roided up. These guys are nothing but, zits and all sorts of, just fucking horrendous bodies. But
so there's more pussy than there are players. And they're all vying for who's going to
see them players
get into these players. Because, they all want to be the wives. They want to be the trophy wives, so they're all vying. So a couple of them say, "Hey, are you Al? Are you so-and-so? You're Mark's friends, aren't you?" We're like, "Yes." All of a sudden, apparently he said, "Be nice to my friends."
This is not really a baseball memory, but continue, please.
So this is an afternoon game. So she says, "I heard you're a comedian." I go, "Yes." She goes, "Are you performing?" I go, "I'm performing tonight right here at Nick's in Boston." She goes, "Well, me and my girlfriends want to come and see you." So I'm like, "All right." So I put them on the guest list. Right. I get to Nick's and they go, "Al, we got a problem."
To do with baseball.
What?
This has nothing to do with baseball.
All right, I'll end the story. I'll end it. No,
please.
You're not satisfied with my baseball-related story.
I'm just laughing because it's not a Major League Baseball memory, and you're like,
it's Mark McGwire on the run for the most baseballs hit, breaking the record.
The most baseballs?
A home run, sorry. You got me all flushing, you motherfucker.
He's got the most zits on his ass. I think that's about the only thing he really did. But
well, those girls are willing to pop them.
Those records are all bullshit. Him and Bonds and, all crap.
I know that, but at the time it was very exciting.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why baseball knew, but they allowed it. But continue. You're at
because
Nick's,
of the ticket sales.
Two hookers.
Baseball was one of the biggest things in like 40 years. You know what I mean? There was focus was all in the race, the home run derbies and the home runs
and race. Don't forget black versus white, Sammy versus Mark. That played a big part of it for America.
was all
But
there.
what happened with the continue? The hookers are at Nick's.
Yeah. Now I have just come out of a long-term relationship, so I'm like
With a man.
so all right. So I said yes, I'm at Nick's Comedy Shop. I get to Nick's Comedy Shop. They go, Al, we gotta send you to the Brockton room. So and so can't
Things are
make
going
it.
well.
And I have to
You're going to
you gotta go down there and close out the show.
Ooh,
We'll pay you double. And I'm like,
double.
so
I got two hookers here.
So I messaged them, or somehow I said, leave the message, say, stay here. I'm going to go down and close, and I'll meet them for a drink afterwards. I go down. I have a great set. I'm all high. I'm racing. It's 25 minutes away. It's a half hour away. I'm racing to get there. I get there, and they go, oh, they just left.
Oh, these fucking whores. Well,
Wow.
when they heard they sent you to Brockton, they were like, let's get the fuck out of here. I thought this guy was a Boston comic. He's at Brockton. Because Nick's had those satellite rooms for people. Listen, you would get in a van after a show to another show, then come back, and they'd buzz you all over the city back in the day, and you could make some pretty good dough.
I purchased two homes with my New England comedy money. So yes, it was
very nice.
Good.
Very nice.
And I'm making the same money now, 25 years later.
Well, that's pathetic and sad. But so I've got one. I wrote down a couple memories. John Shipman, who you know, former Boston.
Let's drink them up, folks. Last call. Drink them up.
That was one of Johnny's bits, and he had moved to New York.
No, wait. What's the capper? What's the capper line on that?
You can't. Isn't it? You don't have to go home,
but you can't stay here.
Yeah. Let's go, people.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Let's go.
Here.
Drink them up. He's telling people they're already drunk to shoot their.
That's right.
their drinks and get in their cars and get out.
Yeah. He and I went to Yankee Stadium around 1995 for a doubleheader, Twilight. Remember those Twilight doubleheaders? They started at like 4 p.m. It was great. And so the first one, 4 p.m., that game went into extra innings. We got some extra innings of the first game of a Twilight doubleheader. So Johnny and I are drinking beer from one inning on. In those days, you could drink through the whole game. They didn't stop it in the 8th inning or 7th inning like they do now. So we were drinking through the game. Then we got extra innings. We're like, great, free baseball. Fucking love it. Drink. And then they give you about an hour in between games. Now the second game begins. Drink. And we went, I think we lasted to about the 6th inning of the doubleheader and then fell apart and just had to probably just leave. Or maybe we weren't thrown out, but we'd officially had enough. And but that was like what, 9, 18, 20, but probably about 25, 30 innings of baseball.
Woo!
So yeah,
drink. I like the song you were singing. Drink.
Drink.
It's like a Willy Wonka thing. Drink.
It's funny you say that. I might have been because Kelly is in the other room here on the other side of the glass door. She's watching the new Wonka movie on her computer while she works, and I'm hearing that. I was hearing those songs, so I could have been.
She's very productive at work,
so very
doing
good.
Doing the remote work at home, watching Willy Wonka, listening to our podcast. Wow.
Yeah, all she does is medical records for people in hospitals. It's not important or anything. She can watch Willy Wonka. What the hell?
Yeah.
Also, another memory, Johnny and I were at the Yankee game. The first time the Yankees were in the playoffs in a long time. Don Mattingly was going to get in the playoffs if they win this final game, Seattle Mariners. And we're at the game, and that's the one Griffey comes around in the 9th inning and scores, and 50,000 Yankee fans walked out quietly. And Ken Griffey Jr., that's when we knew he was going to be great, but it was like, holy, this guy's fucking ridiculous. He's ridiculous, you know. So that was a big one. But yeah, and then I got kicked out of a game in Norfolk in minor league baseball.
Were you drinking?
I got jailed. I was drink.
Drink. I ain't talking about, I'm an American. I have my right.
Funny last name. I kept yelling it. And they were getting annoyed, and security came up. They go, "Stop yelling his name, or we'll throw you out of here." And I was like, "I can't stop." So whatever his name was, I just kept yelling it, and I ended up being handcuffed to the fence behind.
Crew.
I think that was his name. Crew. I got handcuffed. I was behind home plate on a fence, and I was in the Navy, for God's sake, and I was handcuffed for like 2 innings. I was the guy. They were just like, just handcuff him.
I serve my country.
That's right, you sons of bitches.
I'm a hero.
I am. Goddamn
I can
right.
tie a knot like nobody's business.
Well, that's all true. So yeah, so those would be mine. But spring training's going on right now, and I'm right here, and I should.
Yeah.
I don't have that any. I don't
have that urge.
That allure.
You know what it is?
That
you know why? I'm going to tell you why right now.
Why? Tell me why.
For me, age, energy, and our big screen TVs we have at home. It's like you're getting the best coverage. Unless you're going with a buddy, unless you're going with Shipman, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to go with somebody. Like when Dr. Joe invited us to the box seats, the suite.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. That's a nice way to do it.
That's a nice way to do it. Yeah, you would just think like I'd be like, oh, I should go check out some spring training baseball. I mean, that's what I used to, and I'm like, I don't care about that.
But any sporting event is what I'm saying. When you have that extra,
it's
like me with the Oakland A's. We went to they bought out like a restaurant, so it was just the team and the trainers and me, and everything's comped, obviously, all the drinks and everything, and but it's a different experience. You really are removed. You're in a bubble and you're being moved around. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's the way. But and again, once you've done that, it's hard to go back. Then I mean, it's hard to. I've been in the suite, and then you buy a ticket at Giant Stadium, and you're in a regular chair, paying $15 for a beer in the cold. It's like, this isn't great, and, especially with the Giants sucking.
Yeah, well, the Rondell Sheridan. He has season tickets to the Clippers, so I'm not like a Clippers guy, I'm a Celtics guy,
right.
But I live in California now. So, but he's like, they're on the floor. It's like, he goes, hey, you want to come this weekend? Are you in town? I'm like, yeah. So it's a different experience, and the way you go in and,
Sure. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Pretty cool, man. Okay. Well, that's what I've got. That's my notes are all complete. So if you have anything else, throw it out there. If not, let's put a button on this bitch and send it off into the podverse.
That's it. That's a wrap.
Peace.
So long, man. Have a good trip.
Iceberg, daddy!
Right
Don't
there.
forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The2Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the 2 Als, 1 Pod podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
What? Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
All right. Subscribe. Mary. This was a horrible mistake.
Go to patreon.com/forwardthe2dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.